How did a musician from the street of Kampala become the strongest voice against a president who has ruled Uganda for almost 40 years? This is the story of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the man everyone knows as Bobi Wine. His song became tools for political change. His name started a movement, and his voice became a direct challenge to President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power since 1986. In this video, you will discover how one man's journey from the ghetto to parliament is shaping the future of a nation where 80% of the population is younger than 35 years old. Stay until the end to see why the 2026 elections could change everything. A young musician from the street of Kampala never thought about politics, but his music would eventually shake the foundations of Uganda's government. Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was born on February 12, 1982, in a village called Nkozi in central Uganda. Life in that village was simple. People grew food on small farms to survive. But things changed when his family moved to Kamwokya, a poor area on the edge of Kampala. The streets were crowded. People struggled to get basic things like water and electricity. Poverty was visible everywhere. He went to Kitante Hill School first, and then to Kololo Senior Secondary School. His family did not have much money. Sometimes they could not pay school fees, but his parents believed that education could give their children better lives, and that belief kept him in school. After finishing secondary school, he got a place at Makerere University, one of the best universities in Africa. He studied music, dance, and drama there, and he finished with a diploma in 2003. Makerere University changed his life. It showed him new ideas and gave him a bigger view of the world. His journey from a poor village to one of the best universities in Africa shows that your background does not determine your future. Education and determination open doors that seemed impossible to reach. This foundation would prepare him for the challenges ahead. But it was not education alone that would make Robert famous. It was his music that gave him a voice millions of Ugandans would trust. He mixed reggae, hip-hop, dancehall, and local Ugandans' music styles together to create his own sound. In 2001, he released his first song called Akogoma. It became very popular quickly. People did not just like the music, they liked the stories he told about their daily lives. As he became more successful, Bobby became known as the voice of poor people in cities. He sang about social problems and made people think about their right and the future of Uganda. This earned him the name Ghetto President, a title that showed how much poor communities loved him. He led a music group called Firebase Crew and later started another group called Ghetto Republic of Uganda. He released more than 70 songs over 15 years. But in the late 2010, things changed. His song became more serious. He started criticizing the government in his music instead of just making party songs. Music gave Bobi Wine a platform that millions of Ugandans trusted. Whether you come from a village or a ghetto, your voice can become powerful enough to challenge systems that have existed for decades. A new part of his life was starting, one that would take him from being a musician to being a politician at the center of national attention. But Bobby's wine time in Parliament was not peaceful at all. The government saw his popularity as dangerous and acted quickly to reduce his influence. They stopped his concerts many times. They made it illegal for people to wear red berets. He was arrested so many times that Ugandans stopped counting. But not a single arrest led to any conviction in courts. His supporters had it even worse. Some stayed in jail for long periods. Others died in situations that made people ask serious questions. Then, in August 2018, Bobby went to a town called Arua in northwestern Uganda to help an independent candidate during an election campaign. After people said that someone threw stones at the president's car, security forces came in force. They arrested Bobby and more than 30 of his colleagues. That same night, his driver, Yasin Kawuma, was shot and killed. Bobby has always believed that bullet was meant for him. He was charged with treason and illegally having guns. His time in jail was terrible. He later talked about beatings that was so bad that he could not sit, stand, or walk without someone helping him. In June 2019, Bobby said he would run again against President Yoweri Museveni in 2021 election. But that time, Museveni had already been president for more than 30 years. Bobby's message was clear and simple. Uganda needed a fresh start. He did not use television station or newspaper controlled by the government. Instead, he used social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. He talked directly to people, and it worked. His message reached people in cities, towns, and far away villages. The campaign became one of the most violent elections period Uganda had ever seen. In November 2020, police arrested Bobby again. They said he had broken COVID-19 rules. Protests started all over the country. In just a few days, security forces killed at least 54 people. It was one of the worst killings Uganda had seen in many years. When all the votes were counted, the Electoral Commission said President Museveni had won with 58.6% of the votes. Bobby and his party, NUAP, said the result was wrong. They said the election was not fair, was not free or fair. They showed evidence that the government had scared people and cheated. Now, as Ugandan gets ready for election on January 15, 2026, we are seeing the same situation again. On one side is President Museveni, who has been in power for a long time. On the other side is Bobby Wine, his strongest opponent. Bobby's message has not changed. He wants a new Uganda now. For many Ugandans, almost 80% of whom are younger than 35 years old, his message still makes sense. This young generation sees in Bobby Wine a change for something different, a future that understands their struggle and their hopes. But Uganda is divided along 8 lines. Museveni still gets support from older people and people in rural areas who remember the chaos and violence before he came to power. For these people, a sudden change in leadership still feels dangerous. Even with its problem, Museveni's wrong rule gave them stability. As January 15, 2026 gets closer, Uganda is moving toward another important moment in its history. Bobi Wine says he is determined to stop President Museveni from staying in power for 40 years. This story reminds us that real change never comes easy. It requires sacrifice, courage, and an unwavering commitment, even in the face of violence, arrest, and loss. Whether you are fighting for political change, social justice, or personal transformation, remember, the obstacles you face are not signs to stop. They are proof that your movement matters enough to strengthen the status quo. If you found this story powerful, please like and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And do not forget to subscribe to Logai Global Stories and follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Logai Global Stories. For more inspiring stories of courage, resilience, and change from across the globe. Thank you for watching. This has been Logai Global Stories. Until next time, take care.